Not the vast savanna or the dense, untouched rainforests. Just tall, scattered trees with quiet, open ground beneath. That's the rugged face of the woodland. Within it, the rhythm of life never stops, moving in tune with the raw pulse of survival. The warriors guarding this land never truly rest, or maybe they're simply fighting to protect their own place in it. Impala and warthog stay alert to escape the claws of the leopard. The migrating herds flee from a silent fear known as the Nile crocodile whenever they lean down to drink. Colobus monkeys spend their lives in the high branches, hoping to make it through just one more day. Clouds of dust and mud burst into the air under the stomp of a buffalo, the sign that a battle is about to begin. The wild doesn't wait for tomorrow. Any moment could be the last. Some dive in, jaws snapping. Some give chase. Others wait in still, quiet ambush. Can you guess which creatures rule the woodlands of Serengeti? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and keep watching to see if you guessed right. The Serengeti stretches from Tanzania into parts of Kenya, encompassing an ecosystem that spans over 30,000 square kilometers. This vast area includes endless grasslands, scattered woodlands, the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, and the Masai Mara Game Reserve. The strips of woodland in the Serengeti are mainly found in the western and northern parts of Serengeti National Park, where the landscape gradually shifts from open plains to sparsely treed terrain. These woodland patches are scattered throughout the region, some stretching all the way to the Kenyan border, others trailing down the slopes toward Lake Victoria, the continent's immense mirror and the largest freshwater lake in Africa. This is the subtle boundary between the open savanna and the dense canopied forests. Rolling terrain weaves together low valleys and crater highlands, enriched by layers of mineral-rich basalt soil formed from the ash and lava of Oldoinyo Lengai and other ancient volcanoes. Scattered across the grassy expanses are bare granite kopjes, stone islands rising from a sea of green. Above, the open canopy of acacia and commiphora trees lets light through, while below, grasses and shrubs nourish a thriving ecosystem of over 500 bird species and 70 large mammal species. During the rainy season, Serengeti's woodlands take on a fresh, vibrant green. Daytime temperatures often reach close to 27 degrees Celsius, while the nights remain pleasantly cool at around 15 degrees Celsius. Rainfall peaks between March and May. Before that, from November to December, a shorter rainy spell brings lighter showers. Temporary streams and pools appear, catching the light like scattered mirrors across the wild landscape. This is when many herbivores gather to graze, drawing in predators that use the trees and shrubs as cover to stay hidden. The Nile crocodile stands as the most mysterious predator in this landscape. Heavy rains transform shallow basins into deep pools, stretching along the edges of the Grumeti River and its smaller tributaries. Crocodiles lie in wait for weeks on end, submerged beneath murky waters, with only their eyes and nostrils breaking the surface, like hidden traps biding their time. They emerge only when it's time to hunt or bask in the sun along sandy banks. A Nile crocodile's mouth holds between 64 and 68 sharp, cone-shaped teeth, designed not to tear flesh, but to grip and hold onto prey. The bite force of a fully grown individual can reach 22,000 newtons, enough to crush the bones of an antelope or a buffalo. However, the muscles used to open the jaws are surprisingly weak. Their anatomy concentrates nearly all their power in the adductor mandibuli muscle group, which closes the jaws, while the depressor mandibuli muscles used to open them are small and slender. When hunting, a crocodile often keeps its mouth open, needing only a sudden, powerful snap to lock onto its target, requiring little effort to open wide. Hierarchy among crocodiles is determined by size. The largest and oldest males dominate, claiming the broadest basking spots and first access to food. They communicate with hisses, deep bellows and powerful tail slaps that send ripples through the water like a warning signal. The rainy season brings an abundance of water, and with it, herbivores coming to drink and rest. Nile crocodiles take full advantage, hiding near waterholes marked by frequent tracks. They exploit the limited visibility of prey, using the water's reflective surface to mask their approach, then launch forward with startling speed. With larger prey, they drag it underwater until it stops breathing, then perform the infamous death roll to tear it apart, often cooperating with others to divide the meal. Another standout trait is their extraordinary ability to go without food. A fully grown individual can survive for months without eating. This is thanks to an extremely low metabolic rate and the ability to store energy from previous large meals. It's this trait that allows them to lie in ambush for weeks without losing their striking power. The water's surface ripples gently as the Nile crocodile lies in wait for its prey, but further inland, the woodland echoes with a deep, majestic rumble. African bush elephants are arriving in herds, moving slowly like massive tanks. Their footsteps crush shrubs and young grasses. Wet mud cakes their skin. Branches snap underfoot, clearing a path as they move. But bush elephants never walk alone. Hovering just above their backs are flurries of white wings, living satellites drifting alongside. These are cattle egrets, small white herons that accompany elephants as though they were the wings of the savanna. With every step the elephant takes, a flurry of insects bursts from the grass, and the birds never miss their chance. Even more closely attached are the red-billed oxpeckers. Their red eyes and sharp beaks search for ticks beneath the wrinkled skin, sometimes clinging to open wounds to sip blood. An imperfect partnership. According to the African Journal of Ecology in 2023, over 70% of recorded elephants host these parasitic birds. This symbiotic behavior is especially common during the wet season, when ticks and parasites flourish. Young grass grows thick during this phase. That's why grass often makes up about 70% of the elephant's diet in the savanna, as reported by a 2022 study in the International Journal of Sciences. Basic and applied research. They spend most of their time grazing to take full advantage of this rich, easily digestible food source. When the dry season comes, their diet gradually shifts toward browsing on woody plants, a common seasonal strategy for the species. Elephant families are led by an experienced matriarch. This species maintains a strong social structure where younger males leave the herd between ages 10 and 19 to live alone or form bachelor groups. This organization helps preserve vital knowledge of water sources and migration routes while reducing tension between males and family groups. The elephant's body holds finely tuned survival tools. Their massive ears help cool the body by regulating blood flow and releasing heat. According to Live Science in May 2025, elephants can send about 20% of their blood through their ears when they flap them, an effective biological fan in intense heat. Their wrinkled grey skin contains tiny cracks that hold water and mud, creating an evaporative cooling effect. These features help them maintain a stable body temperature in high heat. But their true strength lies in the trunk, a remarkably versatile tool. It can suck up water to drink, spray onto their bodies to cool down, or even dig into dry riverbeds to reach underground water. These elephant-dug wells quickly become communal watering holes for many other species. Elephants also use their trunks for tactile communication. A lower-ranking individual might touch its trunk to a dominant elephant's mouth, while a mother might gently stroke her calf's head to soothe it. Mud baths act as a natural skin shield. Elephants wallow to stay hydrated, block the sun, and rid themselves of parasites as the mud dries and flakes off. As they move through the woodland, they snap branches, strip bark, and knock over small trees. This reshapes the vegetation, opening gaps that let in light and allow fresh grass to grow. At high densities, elephants can convert woodlands into grasslands, but at balanced levels, they create a diverse mosaic of habitats. Elephants are also seed planters. They eat fruit, then spread seeds through their dung across new areas, helping propagate plant species and enrich the soil. Seeds may travel several kilometers depending on the elephant's movements. Dung piles offer ideal conditions for germination and young growth. The clearings elephants create in the woodlands often become natural nurseries for new plant life. During the rainy season, foraging follows the principle of nutritional gain, green wave tracking. An adult elephant can eat up to 150 kilograms of vegetation per day and drink between 180 and 230 liters of water when needed. They prefer to linger in areas with lush young grasses and nearby water sources. Herds cluster around high-quality grasslands and water bodies during the wet season, typically near streams, ponds, and shallow forest edges. The rainy season is also the season of birth. Female elephants are more likely to come into estrus when food is plentiful. Males in must leave their groups in search of females traveling far and increasing their chances of mating. Field observations show that must often occurs during the rainy season in savanna populations when breeding conditions are most favorable. By dusk, the elephant herds leave the muddy pools behind, along with streaks of churned earth, stripped bark, and freshly dug wells. In the coming days, young grasses will regrow, and this new structure will nurture other species. The woodland regenerates with every step of the African bush elephant. And as they move on, the Nile crocodile drifts dreamily beneath the surface, awaiting the next nightfall, for the endless cycle of nature to begin again. As the herd of African elephants moves on, leaving behind gaps in the canopy and the scars of snapped branches, the Maasai giraffe quietly steps in. They don't need to break through the woodland. Height alone grants them access to the highest layers of foliage. At this moment, the Maasai giraffe appears like a living crane, moving slowly among clumps of acacia trees, bursting with fresh, tender shoots. This is the tallest of all giraffe species and the tallest land animal on Earth. An adult can reach up to 5.9 meters in height, with the neck accounting for nearly half of that total. This unique build allows them to browse treetops that few other leaf eaters can reach. During the rainy season, when acacia trees are covered in new leaves, they feed from the top down, helping to prevent the canopy from becoming too dense and maintaining the openness that defines the woodland. In doing so, they allow light to continue filtering down to the ground, encouraging grasses and lower plants to grow. However, their towering height becomes a vulnerability when they need to lower their heads to drink. They must splay their legs or bend their knees to reach the water, a risky position. In that moment, they become prime targets for predators like lions and leopards. To stay safe, they choose open, wide watering spots, drink in quick gulps, and then immediately lift their heads to stay alert. One notable social behavior during the rainy season is their tendency to form loose, temporary groups called towers. A tower may include individuals of all ages and sexes, gathering briefly around leaf-rich trees or water sources. Though there's no hierarchy, the group offers strategic advantages. More eyes mean a better chance of spotting predators and lowering the risk of being caught off guard. Since 2019, the Maasai giraffe has been classified as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Over the past 3 decades, their population has declined by about 50%, from 70,000 down to approximately 32,000 individuals in the wild as of 2024. The main causes are habitat loss and fragmentation, poaching for meat and body parts used in traditional practices, and growing land use conflicts with humans. On the upper branches of an acacia tree, just stripped clean of its highest leaves by the Maasai giraffe, a slight movement stirs the lower limbs. A vervet monkey darts from branch to branch, leaving behind sharp, broken calls that echo through the quiet woodland like scattered warnings. Small in size but striking in appearance, the vervet monkey catches the eye. Its soft, silvery grey fur sets the stage for a black face and bright, coal-like eyes. Its long tail provides balance as it leaps across the treetops. A unique trait of adult males is the pale blue patch of skin on their bellies, a visual signal in social interactions. These monkeys are true opportunists in the animal world. During the rainy season, their menu is impressively diverse, ranging from fruits and seeds to insects and tender leaves. Their adaptable foraging style, both in the trees and on the ground, allows them to make the most of the temporary abundance the wet season brings. Notably, their coordination in small groups enables them to feed while staying alert to danger. At the first sign of trouble, such as the silhouette of a leopard above or the heavy wing beat of a martial eagle, one of them will let out a high-pitched alarm call. That cry warns not only their own troop, but also serves as an alert to other species nearby. In fact, vervet monkeys can distinguish between different threats and produce specific alarm calls depending on the predator. They live in structured troops with a clear social hierarchy. Dominant individuals lead group movements and help guard against threats. The rainy season also marks a time of exploration, as troops expand their range to new canopy areas and damp grasslands, rich in food but full of hidden dangers. As the vervet monkey's alarm call fades, another sound rises through the high canopy. Deeper, more resonant, like the beat of a drum echoing through the trees. It is the call of the black and white colobus monkey, also known as the colobus. These elusive primates spend nearly their entire lives high in the treetops of the Serengeti's woodlands. Colobus gueresa stands out with its jet-black fur, edged in flowing white, that runs along the back and down the tail like strands of silk. Its long, white, brush-like tail provides excellent balance while gliding between branches. Though they lack a fully developed thumb, their long, curved fingers act like hooks, allowing agile movement across slender limbs. As leaf specialists, colobus devote much of the rainy season to foraging for tender leaves, rich in protein but tough to digest. To cope, they possess a multi-chambered stomach, similar to that of ruminants, filled with bacteria that help break down cellulose. They live in small family groups of 3 to 15 individuals, typically made up of one dominant male, several breeding females, and their young. Bonding within the group is reinforced through grooming, resting close together, and most notably, through their powerful vocalizations. These booming calls serve to assert territory and keep contact with neighboring groups when visibility is low beneath the dense rainy season canopy. Unlike ground-dwelling monkeys, colobus rarely, if ever, touch the forest floor. Every aspect of their lives, from feeding and sleeping to travel, takes place in the trees. This keeps them out of reach of many terrestrial predators, but makes them highly dependent on forest structure. During the rainy season, as the branches thicken and stretch, they can move more freely, leaping across the treetops with bounds of up to 15 meters, never setting foot on the ground. As the echoes of primate calls still ring like distant bells from the canopy above, down on the forest floor, the black-backed jackal strolls with quiet confidence. Its coat is a masterful blend of silvery gray, rusty brown, and a bold black stripe running the length of its back. Sharp ears and keen eyes act like radar, tuned in to every rustle and whisper of sound. Weighing between 6 and 13 kilograms, these jackals may be small, but they are swift, smart, and incredibly nimble. Their size isn't a limitation, it's an advantage, allowing them to slip effortlessly through the undergrowth. The black-backed jackal is a clever hunter. They may hunt alone or in pairs. During the rainy season, when life blooms all around, their menu becomes rich and varied. Insects scuttle beneath fallen leaves, fledgling birds take uncertain flights, rodents dart through brush, and hares hop through the grass. Who knows which watering hole might offer the next meal? Jackals often wait near these pools, watching for birds or hares that come to drink. And when the scent of a larger animal's carcass rises in the moist air, their senses lead the way. Their powerful sense of smell can detect a carcass from over 2 kilometers away, ensuring they never miss out on a free feast, even if it's just leftovers. They live in strong pair bonds. A mated pair may stay together for life, hunting side by side and raising young together. Females give birth during the rainy season to take advantage of the seasonal abundance. While raising pups, the partner stands guard and helps defend the den. When needed, both will let out a loud howl, a call that warns off intruders and marks their territory. Black-backed jackals play a vital role in the woodland ecosystem. They're silent cleaners, helping to break down animal remains and control rodent populations, reducing the risk of disease. Recent research by the East African Institute of Ecology shows that woodland areas with high jackal density see faster decomposition of carcasses and fewer blowflies and other decay-feeding insects. This helps maintain ecological balance and keeps the environment clean. Once again, we look skyward, not at the quick, agile silhouettes of monkeys, but at a flash of vivid, delicate color. Against the damp sky after rain, the lilac-breasted roller spreads its wings like a living rainbow, carrying shades of violet, green, blue, and a soft blush of pink across its chest. Though only about 36 centimeters long, this bird has a signature flight style that's impossible to mistake. As it soars, it often performs dramatic aerial acrobatics. These mid-air rolls and twists are not only impressive hunting tactics, but also part of a courtship display during breeding season, usually timed with the steady rains. Rainy weather draws insects from their cocoons, hiding under leaves or skipping across the grass. This is the golden moment for the lilac-breasted roller. From a low perch, it dives in a flash, snatching up grasshoppers or beetles stirred by the passing rain. This species doesn't gather in large flocks, but typically moves in pairs. They claim small territories, often centered around a stand of tall trees near an open patch of grass. There, they hunt and sing out with their harsh, echoing call, a vocal claim over their slice of the sky. As the final rain dissolves into the valley, it rings like a quiet bell, announcing the beginning of a grand journey. There is no grand opening, no fanfare, only the steady, thundering rhythm of hooves crushing tender grass underfoot. The migration westward and toward the regions surrounding the Grumeti and Mara rivers begins, with over 2 million individuals on the move. Along the way, the animals cross patches of acacia woodland and riverine forest. These are signature ecological transition zones, offering shade from trees, lingering moisture, and patches of young grass sprouting between trunks. Stopping in the acacia woodland, wildebeest graze on the fresh grass growing in the shade, where phosphorus and nitrogen levels are high, essential for nursing mothers and young calves. GPS mapping of their migration route shows that wildebeest typically pause in these woodlands for around 7 to 12 days. Leading the way are the plains zebras, natural pathfinders and lookouts. With their height and large eyes, they guide the herds and spot danger first. Maasai giraffes, though not part of the migrating mass, become accidental watchtowers. With their towering presence, the moment they freeze or flee signals to the rest that a predator may be near. In this green, seemingly quiet space, the Nile crocodile haunts the edges, an ever-present fear whispered among the herds. When prey lowers its head to drink, the water's blinding glare narrows their vision, and that's when the trap snaps shut. Many wildebeest don't fall to crocodile jaws, but to the chaos, trampled under their own kind. Dozens may collapse simply from the current's force. Leopards also wait patiently, using the dense trees at the woodland's edge to hide. A single slip-up during the crossing becomes a feast for the silent cat. Vervet monkeys scream their warnings, while red-billed oxpeckers lift off from the backs of startled buffalo. Larger creatures press into narrow paths, leaving deep footprints that fill with rainwater, turning into temporary puddles. They tear through shrubs, opening spaces where sunlight breaks through, and where, after the storm, new grass will sprout. At this moment, the woodland becomes a critical junction, a living corridor where species gather to drink, feed, and dodge the hand of fate. A 2025 study from the Multidisciplinary Digital Publishing Institute confirms that woodlands are the preferred habitat during the dry-wet transition season, thanks to their moisture retention and plant diversity, but not all make it through. The weaker young, or those who fall behind, often vanish without a trace, and no one turns back to look. It's a game of odds, with nature as the referee. And not long after the herd has moved on, the woodland keeps its silent records. Claw marks, elephant-dug wells, broken trunks. In the shaded quiet, the resident species offer their silent blessings to the survivors, while the predators wait in stillness. The cycle of life continues, without a single word. And now, this ecosystem shifts once more into a harsher, more unforgiving phase. Leaves turn yellow, and many small streams run dry, leaving behind cracked earth beneath a thinning canopy. The air becomes dry and brittle, with searing sunlight piercing through each gap in the leaves, baking the soil below in slow rising waves of heat, where bare patches and swirling dust take over. During this time, wildfires are common in the woodland, sparked by a combination of dry grass, strong winds, and rainless lightning strikes. But instead of destruction, these fires serve a vital purpose, clearing away old vegetation, enriching the soil, and triggering dormant seeds to sprout. Unlike dense forests, where fire can spread uncontrollably, woodlands have evolved to handle natural fire. Trees like acacia have thick bark that resists heat, and the low grasses regenerate quickly after burning. This is the season when only the most adaptable creatures can hold on. As the dry season blankets the woodland, even after nightfall, the temperature hovers above 25 degrees Celsius. But for many species, this is a welcome reprieve. And for the leopard, it's the perfect moment. A solitary figure, silent yet commanding. Unlike lions that roar to assert their presence, leopards use silence to pull opportunity toward them. And every creature in the forest knows, this is the true ruler. Its coat is a delicate blend of pale gold and black rosettes, allowing it to vanish into dry grass and bark. Its eyes glow like embers in the twilight, though the short grass of the dry season reduces its advantage of surprise. But this time of year brings a new opportunity, watering holes, where thirst gathers everything in one place. Research by Guy Balm in Biological Conservation confirms that during the dry season, leopards increase their hunting success by 5 to 7% when ambushing near water compared to the rainy season. At these watering points, small and mid-sized animals must drink, and the leopard can wait and predict. Its main activity begins after dark. GPS tracking data shows it travels nearly twice the distance at night than during the day. Males patrol wide territories, asserting dominance. Meanwhile, females, especially those raising cubs, limit their night movements to protect their young from being hunted by males from other areas. To claim the throne, internal competition among leopards is fierce. Male leopards may eliminate cubs that are not their own, a behavior that protects their genes and quickly triggers estrus in the female. In the dry season, when resources are scarce, this behavior increases, but females are not weak. They move flexibly, change hiding places, and mate with multiple males to obscure paternity. This is a deeply evolved strategy for survival under high pressure. When hunting, the leopard uses a stealth approach. It crawls low to the ground, aligns from a distance, each step silent like a shadow in the woods, until only a few steps remain before it strikes. With large prey, it bites the nape or throat, holding until the heart stops. With small or young prey, a bite to the head ends it swiftly. Its behavior of hiding the carcass is highly refined. On average, it drags the body about 99.8 meters to a safe place, and in many cases, it hauls the catch into a tree. The leopard uses its retractable claws and strong forelimbs, perfect for climbing, to avoid theft by hyenas or lions. It can haul large prey, like a young antelope, onto branches over 10 meters high to protect its valuable meal. The sight of a carcass hanging in the air is a declaration of ownership. One lesser-known ability of the leopard is its capacity to swim, though not as skilled as the tiger or jaguar. When needed, it will cross streams or narrow waterways, something not everyone expects. Though this behavior is rarely used in the dry season when water levels drop in the forest's lakes. Hunting also shifts focus to more mature prey. In the rainy season, young animals are more common and vegetation provides cover, making it easier to hunt. But the dry season forces leopards to pursue larger prey to secure enough energy for several days. They hunt selectively, wait for the right moment, and do not let prey escape. The leopard's hearing and night vision truly shine. Its eyes contain a tapetum lucidum layer, allowing clear vision in darkness. Its ears can detect the faintest rustle, like footsteps on dry leaves. Its claws can retract, ensuring silent approach. Its muscular body delivers highly effective short bursts of speed. The leopard's only vocalization is a hoarse cough, a raspy call that occasionally echoes through the night forest to mark territory. This call does not attract much attention, but it sends a clear message to other predators. The leopard actively manages populations of mid-sized species like small antelope, warthogs, and rodents. It helps maintain the balance of the ecosystem without sudden disruption. Unlike lions or hyenas, the leopard preserves balance through solitary, quiet, and discreet hunting. Modern conservation programs still regard the leopard as an ecological indicator. The Serengeti Biodiversity Initiative in 2025 continues monitoring their presence and movements to assess environmental recovery. An ecosystem that still has leopards is an ecosystem holding its balance. And the way the leopard survives also means something or someone must fall. The target in sight is often a herd of impala. The silence before a predator strikes stands in stark contrast to the constant alertness of prey. Graceful creatures with ears that swivel toward every sound. During the dry season, when fresh grass is scarce, impala shift to feeding on leaves, young shoots, and soft bark from low-growing plants. Woodlands, with their rich variety of shrubs, become gathering spots for impala. In contrast, during the rainy season, they prefer fresh grass, which can make up to 90% of their diet. As water sources shrink, impala don't roam far. They are forced to cluster around the last remaining pools. There, every step must search for water and stay wary of threats. The impala herd functions like a natural warning system. They take turns keeping watch, ears perked, eyes constantly scanning. Even the slightest signal, like the unexpected flutter of a bird, can set the entire herd on edge, ready to bolt. In lean times, male impalas guard their territory more fiercely. They mark their boundaries, drive off intruding rivals, and keep a close watch on their females. Fights for dominance intensify, because a good territory now is the only place with even a little green forage, some water, and a safe place to rest. Impalas have no claws, no thick hide like buffalo, and no overwhelming numbers like elephants. Their only weapons are speed and reflexes. When a leopard ambushes near water, everything happens in a blink. The sound of hooves hitting dry ground, a burst of dust, and the whole herd springs into motion. An impala can leap up to 3 meters high and cover 10 meters in a single bound, like a living spring. Yet sometimes, even constant vigilance isn't enough. The weaker individuals, the young, the careless, or those exhausted from thirst, often become the ones left behind. And at times, the herd moves on, leaving only silence in its wake. No cries, no mourning. Yet, the leopard's feast does not end there. Hidden beneath the red dust and scattered clearings of the woodland, another target often enters its crosshairs. Warthog, a wild pig with curved tusks known to kneel on its front legs to dig for roots and tubers buried deep underground. This posture allows them to forage below the surface, even in the parched woodland soil. Unlike many other animals that retreat into burrows during the heat of day, warthogs are primarily active when the sun is high. They exhibit strictly diurnal behavior. At night, warthogs sleep or take shelter in burrows. They often use abandoned aardvark burrows as overnight refuges. When threatened, warthogs do not flee alone. They immediately dash into the burrow, heads low, digging in deeper to escape the predator's reach. In some groups, females and young cluster at the burrow entrance, using their bodies as a barricade against intruders. The risk of injury while defending the group sometimes prompts leopards to abandon this easy prey and shift their focus to hunting the young of other species. When a leopard does manage a successful ambush, it will drag the catch deep into the thicket to keep it out of reach of other animals. The crust of dried mud falls away, tusks press into the coarse hide, a worn yet honest image of survival in the harsh woodland. Warthogs play a significant role in the leopard's hunting strategy. According to a report by Swanepoel, warthogs make up about 8.83% of the total prey biomass consumed by leopards and account for 21.48% of successful hunts. Though smaller than antelope species, their frequent availability makes warthogs a tempting target. Warthogs cannot forage after dark due to their poor night vision. Additionally, their low body fat and sparse hair make them sensitive to cold. Even though dry season nights remain warm, this vulnerability has become instinctual behavior. Therefore, they must fully capitalize on daytime to forage, even during the hottest hours. Ironically, this very habit makes them easier to hunt. They sleep in burrows at night, then emerge at dawn and dusk, the peak hours of leopard activity. Some leopards have learned this routine and lie in ambush during these critical moments, waiting for a warthog's snout to just peek out from its burrow. The Serengeti woodland is also home to other large species, even in the unforgiving dry season. African buffalo, creatures that move in herds of dozens, sometimes hundreds, like a slow, silent current pulsing with strength. Under the parched heat of land and sky, buffalo herds do not rush. They are well acquainted with the absence of water, instead relying on their long-term memory to navigate in a linear pattern between grazing grounds and the few remaining water points in the valley. That route seems etched into the memory map of every individual. The social structure of Cape buffalo herds is highly organized. A large, experienced male takes on the role of leader, guiding the group's movement and response to threats. Most of the herd is composed of females and calves, forming a nearly linear hierarchy maintained through subtle social interactions. At midday, the entire herd pauses beneath rare patches of shade, not only to rest, but also to regulate body temperature. With their large body size, buffalo struggle to dissipate heat, making these shaded breaks a crucial survival strategy. But it's not just the heat or hunger that threatens buffalo during the dry season. Predators like leopards still lurk silently at the herd's edges. However, the tightly knit structure of the herd remains their most effective shield. When one member is threatened, the entire herd reacts almost instantly. A distress call from a calf can bring not only its mother, but other herd members charging in to defend the center. The mobbing behavior, a collective pushback on a predator, is what causes many hunters to back off. An adult buffalo can charge at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour, with downward curving horns carrying the weight of sledgehammers, enough to bring down even well-known predators like leopards or lions. Though famous for their defense, Cape buffalo are still part of the diet for persistent hunters like leopards. Encounters usually occur at dawn or dusk, when herds leave the shade for watering points. In these moments, the most vulnerable targets are calves that stray too far from the protective center. The African buffalo has relatively weak eyesight and hearing, relying primarily on its highly developed sense of smell to detect danger. This is why they often gather in large groups and maintain close spacing to compensate for sensory limitations. Despite being herbivores, their diet is quite limited, mostly dry grass. The dry season forces them to travel farther in search of enough food. The scarcity of high-quality forage increases internal competition, particularly among dominant males. African buffalo also strike fear in many others. As of 2025, conservation groups like Save the Rhino Trust and Wildlife Conservation Society report that they are responsible for around 200 human fatalities annually across Africa. That figure surpasses most carnivores and rivals even lions and crocodiles. When injured or provoked, Cape buffalo can become unpredictably aggressive. Some reports even describe cases where a buffalo returned to confront a hunter the next day, as if it remembered exactly who had come after it. But beneath the horns and fierce gaze, the African buffalo stands as a symbol of structure, community, and remarkable resilience. Their presence helps maintain the integrity of the Serengeti woodland ecosystem, from clearing dense vegetation to enriching soil with waste for new plant growth. Their existence, as many ecologists observe, is more than just a species. They are mobile fortresses, living shields of nature in the face of harsh weather and the daily predator-prey cycle. And it is the unrelenting tension between them and the leopard, two members of the Big Five, that paints one of the savanna's most iconic battles. One brings persistence, the other brings precision. Both are in constant search of water, food, and a chance to survive. But aside from the African buffalo, there is another creature that even the leopard hesitates to face. Keep watching to discover which bold animal that is. Up above, while African buffalo and impala scramble to defend their herds, another predator watches silently from a bare tree limb. It is the martial eagle, a powerful raptor with wings nearly 210 centimeters long and a wingspan reaching up to 2.6 meters. This makes it the largest bird of prey in Africa. They prefer to perch on leafless branches, surveying the landscape. Their wide field of vision allows them to spot young monkeys or large birds moving beneath the canopy. Once a target is locked, they dive like an arrow, fast and precise. At this time of year, hot winds often create rising air currents, thermals, which martial eagles use as sky highways. They can glide for hours, patrolling their hunting grounds without needing to flap their wings often. Research by Richard Stratton Hatfield in 2024 found that martial eagles in Masai Mara, Kenya, average 0.59 hunts per day for males and 0.38 for females. Each successful hunt can yield several kilograms of prey biomass, especially since females tend to target larger animals. Common prey includes young impala, game birds, and several species of small primates. The presence of martial eagles plays a vital role in the woodland ecosystem. They help control populations of insect-eating birds and smaller avian species, indirectly influencing vegetation structure and prey dynamics. As the apex predator of the skies, the martial eagle helps stabilize the ecosystem, much like the leopard does on the ground. Yet their existence is increasingly fragile. The International Union for Conservation of Nature has listed the martial eagle as endangered since 2020. Due to deforestation, human conflict, and electrocution from power lines. Wings that once soared freely across the savanna now grow fewer and farther between. As the martial eagle tucks its wings beneath the bare branches and sunlight fades gently across the ground, another resilient creature begins its night shift, the honey badger. It moves low and quiet, but carries a presence that commands respect. The honey badger sniffs around dry tree bases, digs into termite mounds, tears into beehives, and hunts for snakes, rodents, eggs, and plant roots. Its diet is almost all-encompassing. From insects and berries to bones, fur, and even venomous snakes, nothing escapes its appetite. Venomous snakes make up as much as 25% of their diet during the dry season. This speaks volumes about their extraordinary biology. The honey badger's body possesses a unique protein mutation at the nicotinic acetylcholine receptor, normally targeted by snake neurotoxins. Thanks to this, they have resistance to the venom of many snakes, including puff adders and cobras. While not fully immune, they can recover within hours after a bite and resume hunting without collapse. Some individuals have even been observed lying still for a few hours after being bitten, only to wake up and finish eating the snake. On top of that, their skin is thick and loose, allowing them to twist and bite back when grabbed by a predator. This has forced leopards to abandon hunts mid-pounce. Many observations show honey badgers growling, twisting, biting the leopard's muzzle or legs, and even hissing to intimidate. Some leopards have even been chased off entirely. And there's more. Their anal pouch can evert outward, releasing a pungent scent to deter enemies or to disorient bees when raiding hives. It's their final weapon, and sometimes it's all they need. As the patches of woodland thin out toward the south and west, the central savanna of the Serengeti emerges, an endless sea of grass stretching beyond the horizon. The terrain here is flat and expansive, forming vast carpets of grass that seem to roll on forever. This area borders directly against the woodland, serving as a critical ecological transition zone within the Serengeti Plains system. During the rainy season, the soil turns soft and moist, and grasses grow rapidly and lush, creating one of nature's greatest nutritional feasts. When the dry season arrives, the entire grassland slowly turns yellow, stiffens, and gradually loses its nutritional value, Water sources grow scarce, the ground cracks dry, and red dust whirls through the air with every gust of wind. This harsh contrast highlights the cyclical and extreme nature of this ecosystem. The central savanna is the ecological core, where every migration route must pass, and where some of Africa's most dynamic populations converge. As the dry veil sweeps across the Serengeti grasslands, a massive lifeline begins to move, quietly, yet resolutely. Blue wildebeest. They move as a biological river of dark, surging life, a seamless mass flowing across cracked earth. Their synchronized birthing strategy saturates predators with sheer numbers. Thousands of calves are born around the same time in what's called a calving pulse, making it difficult for predators to isolate individual prey. During the dry season, when grass becomes brittle and golden, the herds keep moving toward the few remaining water sources. This journey follows a path etched deep into their instincts and collective memory. Every morning and late afternoon, millions of eyes look skyward, while sturdy hooves continue their march toward the distant horizon. As water and food become increasingly scarce under the dry heat, the herds shift their route along ancient migratory tracks, routes encoded in their genes. The more experienced individuals lead, guiding the herd through pastures that were once lush, where water still lingers. All the while, they avoid lions and take advantage of late-season, high-quality grasses. The herd operates with system and structure. Most are females and calves. During rest, the calves lie in the center, shielded by a wall of mothers and other adults. At the first alarm call, the entire group becomes alert, scanning for danger. This collective reflex forms a protective layer that significantly reduces the risk of predation. Blue wildebeest have strong bodies weighing between 150 and 250 kilograms at maturity, built for long-distance endurance. Their bodies are energy efficient, using most of their output for movement while minimizing heat loss. Thanks to this, they can travel dozens of kilometers each day with minimal water intake. When threatened, they can burst into a sprint, reaching up to 80 kilometers per hour, enough to escape danger. To maintain this strength, wildebeest consume about 4 to 5 kilograms of grass daily, preferring short, tender shoots, the kind that flourishes after early rains. Their digestive system is optimized for quickly processing large volumes of fiber. They graze in tight groups, feeding while staying alert. Especially during the rainy season, when water is plentiful, they absorb moisture directly from fresh grass, reducing the need to seek out water as often. The savanna in the rainy season is more vibrant than ever as wildebeest lead the way, and right beside them, plains zebras move in herds like a living wave of black and white. Zebra diets consist mainly of grass, making up 96.9% of their intake. They digest quickly, thanks to a simple digestive system, yet efficiently enough to handle the tough, coarse grass that few other species prefer. Zebras typically graze on the taller, rougher grasses on top, clearing the way for wildebeest to feed on the softer layers beneath. This allows smaller grazers like Thompson's gazelles to access food closer to the ground. At the same time, zebras serve as a visual shield for the group when danger approaches. Zebras live in small family groups, each led by a dominant male with several females and their young. When these families gather into larger herds, their vigilance intensifies. A sudden snort or bark from one zebra can startle the entire herd. That's a warning call when lions or spotted hyenas are lurking ahead. The survival journey of zebras is clearly shaped by the long dry season. As water sources shrink, herds rely on spatial memory to migrate along familiar routes, staying close to the last available water and remaining patches of grass. Zebras maintain consistent feeding habits, whether in wild open plains or along the edges of wooded areas. As the sun sets and darkness stretches across the land, zebras sleep standing. But one individual always stays alert, keeping watch. Their instinct for survival is built on connection, constant awareness, and an innate ability to adapt to the natural rhythms that the savanna has etched into time. The rainy season comes alive as Thompson's gazelles reveal the full extent of their survival instincts. They take advantage of the low-growing young grasses left behind after plain zebras have cleared away the taller layers. With speeds reaching 80 to 90 kilometers per hour, as reported by Alteza Travel in 2025. Thompson's gazelles turn every leap and sharp turn into a tool for survival. Their agility allows them to twist mid-run and dodge during chases. Just after the rains subside, tall, soft grasses grow around the woodland edges, places where many gazelles fall prey while grazing. This is the most dangerous time of the season. They live in herds with clear family structure. Each group has a dominant male, several females, and their young. Heightened alertness enables them to react immediately to any sign of danger. A strong snort can send the whole herd bounding off, a clear signal that a predator is near. Thompson's gazelles are primarily grazers, with grass making up 96.9% of their diet, according to a 2024 study published in Science. Their digestive system is well suited for efficiently processing soft grass. During the dry season, they migrate far in search of food and water, chasing the cycles of rain and grass growth across the savanna. Their stotting strategy, high jumps in a V-shape, is a way of challenging predators. It's a display of speed and vitality, forcing the hunter to think twice before committing to a chase. Additionally, during the breeding season, which typically runs from September to November, calves are born almost simultaneously to dilute the pressure of predation. This phenomenon is known as birth synchrony, a clever survival tactic. Newborns can stand within 15 minutes of birth and learn to run in less than an hour. They often lie flat in open grass to avoid detection, only rejoining the herd once strong enough to keep up. Every individual that survives the rainy season is a quiet triumph of adaptation. The crown of the savanna belongs to only one species, the lion. There is no need for rivalry or public approval. This apex predator knows its place and role in the ecosystem. The dominant male is responsible for protecting the territory and cubs, while the lionesses with their sleek and agile bodies, serve as the primary hunters. They often lie in wait at the woodland's edge, where the shadow of trees meets the open grassland's bright glare. This is the death line, the boundary prey must cross. Here, the lionesses lead the charge, while the male holds back to guard and respond to threats. Even after a successful hunt, lionesses yield the first bite to the male, reflecting the pride's strict social order and structure. Lions are the only cats that live in prides with complex social lives. Members work together to hunt, defend, and raise the young. Males with their thick manes not only impress lionesses, but also act as armor, protecting the neck and head in battle. The darker the mane, the stronger and more attractive the male, according to research by Peyton M. West and Craig Packer from the University of Minnesota. A lion's roar can travel up to 8 kilometers, both as a territorial declaration and to help members locate each other at night, a vital function in the vast savanna. Young male lions are expelled from the pride around ages 2 to 3 and must find or take over new territory. When they do, they often eliminate the current males and cubs, forcing the lionesses into estrus. While seemingly brutal, this is a common survival strategy that ensures the dominant male's genes are passed on. A lion's territory may span from 20 to 400 square kilometers. The dominant male patrols it, marking with scent and roaring to warn off intruders. During the dry season, herbivores need to drink often, gathering around scarce water sources, turning these into a buffet for lions. Lions prefer to stay near water, making it easier to hunt and conserving energy. This is especially evident in the western Serengeti corridor, where thousands of wildebeest and Thompson's gazelles migrate. The dry season requires lions to rely more on stamina than speed. Though capable of reaching speeds up to 80 kilometers per hour, they can only maintain it briefly, relying heavily on group ambush strategies. Data from Altezza Travel in 2025 shows that during the rainy season in the western Serengeti corridor, zebras made up 48% of the lion's diet, along with buffalo, wildebeest, and warthogs. By contrast, in Masai Mara, wildebeest predation dropped while buffalo became more frequent prey. In Hwange, buffalo remained a top target. Lions don't necessarily choose areas with the most prey, but prioritize places ideal for ambush, such as riverbanks, rocky outcrops, or areas with natural cover. During the dry season, they follow migrating zebra and Thompson's gazelles. In the rainy season, when prey spreads out, they rely more on terrain and stealth to hunt effectively. According to East African data from Discover Wildlife, lion hunting success rates range from 20 to 30%. Even as rulers of the savanna, lions spend about 16 to 20 hours per day resting to conserve energy. Most hunts occur at night or early morning when it's cooler, since they require enormous effort. However, lion populations are declining in many areas due to prey loss, as reported in the 2025 paper, Population Growth Decline Due to Prey Loss by Scott Creel and colleagues, published in Conservation Biology. It's a warning about the fragility of balance between predator and prey. Once that thread breaks, the entire savanna ecosystem could shift. Following in the footsteps of the lion, the silent master of savanna hunts, the spotted hyena emerges, a strategist in its own right. Its eerie laughter echoes across the land, whether over leftovers or the quiet satisfaction of a lionless meal, and it never fails to chill the air. Spotted hyenas appear in the dry twilight, trailing the migrating wildebeest or zebra herds. They hunt and scavenge, silently taking advantage of the young or the worn out. Hyenas shadow the migration, waiting for a moment of weakness, ready to strike or steal from another predator. Each of those moments is a silent battle on the savanna. They communicate through their high-pitched laugh. That strange sound travels across the dry air. It rallies the clan when prey or opportunity appears. The laugh isn't just an emotional outburst, it's a powerful social signal. Spotted hyenas live within a matriarchal structure. Females are larger and led. Typically, a daughter inherits her mother's social connections, and the clan's hierarchy depends heavily on the mother's status. This creates a tightly woven social system, allowing hyenas to maintain rank and competitive advantage within the clan. Hyenas are also master ecological cleanup crews. Their jaws produce immense force, estimated between 4,800 and 5,000 newtons. This allows them to crush large bones and consume every part of a carcass that most other predators won't touch. When lions or leopards walk away from a kill, hyenas return to collect the bones, tendons, even calcium. They are not picky eaters. Survival comes above all else. In the harsh, dry season, hyenas will eat the bodies of their own kind, whether from old age, accidents, or internal conflicts. That's not a cold-blooded act. It's a survival instinct, a means to keep the clan alive. Every fallen body becomes a source of renewed energy for the group. Spotted hyenas hunt in small groups, usually of 3 to 5 individuals. Short chases can bring down impala, warthogs, or even baboons when the moment is right. This hunting behavior, combined with their ability to scavenge and strip carcasses clean, makes hyenas one of the savanna's most efficient predators. Every individual is a symbol of cunning strategy and peak survival instinct. Whether hunting, scavenging, or cleaning up, the hyena never folds, even when the matriarch falls. On the vast savanna grasslands, blending with the color of the dry grass, something flickers by like the wind. But if you look closely, you'll notice the small spots on their bodies, and there can only be one: the cheetah. The cheetah is the fastest land animal. They can reach up to 120 kilometers per hour in just a few seconds, on par with a Ferrari. That's thanks to their lightweight skeletal frame, slender body, powerful hind legs, and a long tail acting as a rudder for balance during direction changes. However, to achieve that speed, the cheetah must make trade-offs. A small, narrow head reduces wind resistance, but a weak jaw and short canine teeth mean they can't hold on to prey for long or fight off larger predators. On the savanna, cheetahs choose to hunt young or solitary individuals. Those tend to be slow and easy to catch. First, the cheetah often climbs a low termite mound or a ridge of earth to observe wind direction and gazelle movement. Like an officer on a lookout post, it waits for the perfect moment to strike. When the distance drops below 60 to 100 meters, the cheetah bursts into a sprint. The chase is usually very short, under 300 meters, because its body quickly tires and overheats. It used to be thought they quit because of overheating, but research by Robin S. Hettam and colleagues at the University of the Witwatersrand found otherwise. The average body temperature when stopping the pursuit is only around 38.4 degrees Celsius, and it doesn't rise during the chase. Temperature increase happens after a successful hunt due to stress, not physical exertion. The cheetah's hunting success rate is quite high, around 40 to 50% in the Serengeti, when hunting Thompson's gazelles weighing about 60 kilograms or less. A female can bring in about 10 kilograms of food each day, although she eats only about 4 kilograms daily. Cheetahs are most active at dawn and dusk, when temperatures are cooler, and large predators like lions or hyenas are less active. They usually hunt alone, or with a cub, especially mothers with offspring. However, cheetahs cannot climb like leopards because their claws cannot retract. This helps them maintain grip while running, but also prevents them from hoisting prey up into trees when other predators lurk. As a result, cheetahs must eat their catch on the ground and cannot stash it off the ground. Their hunting strategy is highly calculated. They use terrain and wind to approach undetected. After a successful takedown, they drag the prey into the shade to eat quickly before a larger predator arrives to steal. Still, 12% of their prey is taken by larger predators immediately after being downed. Cheetahs have very low reproductive rates, and cubs are particularly vulnerable. In the wild, the mortality rate for cubs under 3 months old can reach 90%. During this time, cubs remain hidden in the grass while their mother hunts, and just one discovery can seal their fate. The home range of cheetahs is very large, ranging from 450 to 1,500 square kilometers, depending on the individual. Males typically have larger territories than females. Territory is defended quietly by scent marking, with little direct conflict. Out of all the extraordinary predators you've learned about today, which one impressed you the most? Share a few names and your thoughts below. During the dry season in the dense forest bordering the Serengeti savanna, the moist grass along the forest edge gradually dries, but scattered patches of dew-covered low grass remain. This is when the serval must make use of every sense to hunt. With its large ears and long legs, it can acutely see and hear rodents and frogs hidden among the damp grass. Upon detecting prey, the serval executes a precise vertical leap, landing directly in the sparse grass to seize its target. On average, a serval makes 15 to 16 successful hunts per day, equivalent to about 4,000 rodents, 260 snakes, and 130 birds annually, according to observations in the Serengeti. They are most active at dawn and dusk, when the sounds of mice and frogs become more distinct and the soil retains enough moisture to enhance sound localization. Servals are solitary animals. They establish fixed home ranges and avoid direct conflict with other individuals. Their precise hunting ability, combined with long legs and large ears, allows them to optimize their hunting strategy. Concealed in damp grass, they listen intently for movement, then spring like an arrow, striking down on their target. As the environment along the forest corridor beside the savanna becomes lush and green, the gentle footsteps of the Cape bushbuck quietly echo through the damp grass at the forest's edge. With a slender build, large ears and long legs, they finally listen and watch every slight movement beneath the leafy canopy. A sudden, still jump straight into a patch of sparse grass is how they precisely land on a waiting mouse or frog, guided by scent. This species is mostly active at dawn and dusk. Cape bushbuck maintain a steady level of activity across both dry and rainy seasons, but they become more visibly active in the early morning and late afternoon, taking full advantage of prime foraging hours. Their diet primarily consists of young leaves and buds, with a varied intake from species like acacias, combretum, and other small-stemmed trees. Cape bushbuck are usually solitary, occasionally forming pairs but not truly living in groups. They each maintain a personal activity range, especially in areas with dense canopy cover, offering shelter from potential predators. Female density rises significantly in regions with high vegetation cover, and individual home ranges shrink as the underbrush thickens. Cape bushbuck are also quite shy, often staying hidden beneath the trees, stepping out only quietly to forage in the early light or soft twilight. As the Cape bushbuck retreats into the shade, where moist grass releases its rainy season scent, chimpanzees begin to appear, stepping softly through the wet green vegetation. Chimpanzees often search for ripe fruit, seeds, and sometimes team up to hunt smaller primates. They use fairly simple tools. They probe for prey with sticks, crack nuts with stones, and even extract food from tree hollows or stream banks to take advantage of hard-to-reach food sources. A 2024 study led by a research team from the University of Oxford, published in Peer.J, revealed that chimpanzees use tools in a sophisticated sequence of actions. They may carry multiple types of tools to use one after another, depending on future needs. This shows a refined ability to plan ahead and respond to different situations. Their diet mainly consists of ripe fruit, making up over 64% of their foraging time. The rest includes leaves, seeds, insects like ants and termites, and occasionally smaller primates such as red colobus monkeys, which can be about the same size as a young bushbuck. During the rainy season, the forest's life cycle becomes more vibrant. Rain showers cause fruit to grow abundantly, prompting chimpanzees to move more freely and form temporary groups to share tools for gathering food. Older members pass down tool-using skills to younger ones, a long and steady learning process. Chimpanzees have also been observed tending to wounds, removing traps, and caring for one another, reflecting their strong social flexibility and deep physiological awareness. Their muscular build and thick fur shield them from insects and shrubs. The rainy season can cause slickness from body oils, making them slippery. Yet their ability to climb and break branches remains a vital skill, helping them steer clear of animal predators. Just as the chimpanzees retreat deeper into the rainforest, a troop of olive baboons, scientific name Papio anubis, begins to emerge along the shady stream edges. The name olive comes from their yellow-brown-black fur, which from a distance gives off a grayish-green tone, resembling the color of olives. Additionally, their dog-like faces resemble the figure Anubis from Egyptian mythology. During the rainy season, when vegetation flourishes, olive baboons move in large groups along the stream banks. They spend most of their time foraging for young leaves, ripe fruit, and occasionally enjoying insects hiding in the damp foliage. Baboons dedicate the majority of their daytime to feeding, followed by resting and moving. The energy of the rainy season also inspires this species to explore the forest edge earlier in the day. At dawn, they venture out to the forest boundary to make use of leftover food, then retreat quickly once the early sunlight starts to intensify. This is a survival reflex, helping them avoid dehydration and stay out of reach of potential predators. Meanwhile, the dry season becomes an advantage and a battlefield for the African rock python. Rather than chasing after prey, the largest snake in Africa prefers to lie in wait in shallow remaining pools or along well-worn animal trails. As prey draws near, the python coils tightly and delivers a powerful squeeze. Without relying on venom, it subdues its target with sheer muscular force, then swallows it whole. A slow yet commanding scene. When the dry season drags on, they retreat into deep root hollows, where it's cool, and less prone to moisture loss. These spots also serve as ideal ambush points or resting places during days when temperatures climb past 30 degrees Celsius. The python's body stretches up to 4 to 6 meters, heavy and patterned in earthy shades of brown, black and gray, blending so well into the ground that it almost vanishes from sight. A 2024 report by the East African Institute of Ecology revealed that during the dry season, this species' hunting success rate rises by up to 70% at permanent water sources. This snake can digest young antelope, juvenile warthogs, or even small mammals. After feeding, it hides away for days on end to fully break down bones, flesh, and internal organs. The breeding season begins right after the dry spell. Each female can lay between 20 and 50 eggs, incubating them by coiling tightly around the clutch. High above the dense green forest, Fisher's turaco glides through the canopy like a streak of living green. Its signature leafy green plumage flashes with bright red as it flies, making this bird stand out amid the forest, yet still easily vanish within the dappled light filtering through the trees. They spend most of their time in the upper canopy, where fruit-bearing trees grow thick and diverse. Their diet is nearly all fruit, with berries, small fruits, and soft seeds recorded as making up over 85% of their intake, according to a 2025 ecological survey by the East African Forest Conservation Center. As they move between clusters of trees, they swallow fruit whole, carry the seeds, and unknowingly scatter them into newly opened patches beneath the canopy. This act quietly and naturally helps restore the forest. The call of the Fisher's turaco is a loud, far-carrying sound, cutting through the forest like a sharp whistle. This call serves as both a territorial marker and a signal to a mate. Turaco pairs often stay closely bonded, jointly guarding their territory and sharing egg-incubating duties. Unlike many fruit-eating birds that travel long distances in flight, Fisher's turaco doesn't flutter far, but rather hops short distances between branches, keeping to the safe space of the canopy. Strong legs, with 3 front toes and 1 flexible rear toe, allow them to move sideways across branches like skilled acrobats. During the rainy season, when the forest bursts with life and trees, fruit all at once, they become more active in the early morning and late afternoon, when ripe fruit and insects are also most abundant. The low tree canopies whisper in the gentle breeze, but beneath the roots, a growing fracture spreads. The woodlands of Serengeti, once crossed by elephants-like spirits of the land, are now changing too fast. The land has been broken into plots of farmland, roads, and barbed wire fences. Since 2024, more than 1,000 square kilometers of semi-natural land have been converted into agricultural zones. Migration corridors for wildebeest and zebra have been cut off. Hundreds of thousands of individuals no longer have the paths they once followed. The encroachment of shrubs is depleting the grasslands. Herbivores are losing access to their seasonal nutrition. In Maswa and Grumeti, shrub cover has increased by 42% over 15 years. Digestible grasses have sharply declined, altering how antelope herds choose birthing grounds. The Mara River is no longer stable. In the dry season of 2025, its flow dropped 35% compared to 2 decades ago. Irrigation dams and climate shifts have accelerated water loss. Elephants and even crocodiles are forced to move as riverbanks run dry. Bushmeat has become a growing crisis. Each year, around 140,000 wildebeest are hunted. Lions lose their prey, and the predator-prey balance quietly begins to unravel. Meanwhile, tourism continues to grow. but new roads, resorts and engine noise are pushing wildlife farther away. Wildebeest numbers in the Mara Triangle have dropped to under 15,000 individuals. On ancestral lands, the Maasai people are being displaced for tourism and carbon projects. Serengeti is still breathing, but that breath has grown shorter and no longer runs as deep as it once did. Beneath the fallen leaves of the woodlands of Serengeti, signals of life are still being sent. Every hour, 11 monitoring devices placed along the Mara River record changes in water level, temperature, and humidity. These numbers fuel the real-time decisions being made for on-the-ground conservation. The adaptive management system implemented by the Serengeti Biodiversity Program since 2024 has created a bridge between research and action. From this, environmental protection strategies are adjusted in real time instead of relying on outdated forecasts. At the same time, patrol teams removed 535 animal traps in just 1 year. No elephant was successfully hunted. The arrest rate for offenders rose by 36%, and the volume of bushmeat seized increased 3.5 times. Canine units contributed to nearly 40% of effective tracking operations. In communities bordering the open woodland, nearly 60% of residents confirmed that poaching has visibly declined thanks to coordination between forest rangers and local villagers. On the legal front, a ruling by the East African Court of Justice once halted a planned highway through Serengeti, preserving the region's ancient habitat structure. Since then, with every elephant step and every breeze through the grass, nature has found one more reason to last longer than just one rainy season. But with the support and unity of more individuals, these open woodlands could heal faster, and the hardship faced by wildlife could be eased even more. And if you've ever stepped into the woodlands of Serengeti, don't hesitate to share your knowledge and experiences in the comments below. Your words can become a source of inspiration and motivation for ongoing efforts to protect nature and endangered animals, while safeguarding the ecosystem for future generations. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell to join us on the next magical adventures. Or you can continue following the survival journeys of wildlife in other regions at Wild Animals, The Last Eden, Predators of Kafue, or From Serengeti to Masai Mara, Survival on the Move.